It's Words and Music with the Band of Heathens, Riverside Revival Studio for WMOT Roots Radio. I'm Jessie Scott with Ed Jurdi and Gordy Quist. Hello.
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 Good to be here.
So good to see you guys.
You too.
So good to have a new record from you.
It's always nice to complete a new record and get out into the world. You know, it feels like we're getting something done. This one's special too. You know, it's a milestone. 20 years as a band. I don't think when we were getting started we ever thought we would be here. You know.
I remember the Live at Momo's record because we played that at XM. So, you know, that was 2006.
Yep. It's
amazing. And you've done it your way.
We have, yeah. Somehow we've survived doing it our way. The good thing about being independent is you get to celebrate and own the successes, but you also have to own the bad decisions along the way too. But we've made it through, and we're going strong and feeling good. Yeah.
I like the name of the album, Countryside. It kind of just rolls off the tongue. Where'd it come from?
Well, this record, we ended up having a bunch of pedal steel on the record, which was kind of a change up for us. The songs just kind of were calling for that. And so we were playing around with different plays off of the word country. And I don't know, countryside's kind of, it has lots of layers and meanings from food to A and B sides of a record to how divided our country is right now. It seems like there's sides of our country. So it just kind of felt like it had some depth that we liked. And then in the simplest sense, just, you know, the bucolic image of a countryside is a nice thing. But yeah, I don't know. We wrestled with a lot of ideas, and that's where we landed.
I know you are really into doing the art for each album unto itself. So how did that come together?
Well, we have a friend of ours, this incredible visual graphic designer, Jason Ambrose. We kind of cook up these brainstorms with him. You know, we kind of get together and talk about the music, and we'll send him the music to listen to, and he kind of gives us his feedback, and then we'll just sit and talk about some ideas about, you know, the mood of the record, or the idea, maybe some of the color palettes. And then he kind of goes away and cooks up some ideas and comes back to us, and you know, so it's a really fun collaborative project, and he's always really brilliant. He just has these great ideas and kind of has a way of looking at things that we might not, you know. So I think it's been a great partnership. He's done a few records for us now, and they've all come out really cool.
Let's talk about the songs. How was the writing process?
Well, it's a little different for every record, I think. This record, the writing process wasn't much different, I don't think, for this record. We had a bunch of songs. We had maybe like 30 songs, and we kind of whittled it down. You know, sort of like the definitely maybes and the probably nots. And so that's kind of where we got started. And then by the time we got to the studio, we had it kind of narrowed down to like 10 or 15 songs. And then every day basically would start with something like, you know, either, hey, Gordy, what do you got? Or, hey, Ed, what do you want to start with? And kind of sit that's the first time the band would ever hear the song, you know, is when we get ready to track it, which we found over the years has kind of become a more interesting way to make records. You know, when we first got started, we'd kind of go out and road test these songs, and you kind of get locked into these ideas of what you think the songs are like. But oftentimes in the studio, the first impression is something magic can tend to happen. You know, it's everyone's just sort of like, what's your first instinct? Go. So that was, you know, this went real quick. We did the whole record in like a week. So yeah, if they could all be this seamless and easy, I think we would have masterminded it to go like that, you know?
Although this one, it started off with a little bit of a rocking of the boat. We had initially planned to collaborate with a producer friend of ours who was going to produce the record, and he had kind of a family emergency that fell through and asked to like, hey, can we move the recording dates? And that we couldn't move them because we had tour dates. It was like, this is our only window of time. So there was a little panic of like, okay, well, we have, you know, 30 songs. we haven't really whittled it down. So like a few days before we're going in the studio, it's like, okay, regroup. We're going to do this ourselves. Rain check, working with our buddy. We'll do another record someday with him. And we just kind of went in with Jim Valentine, one of our engineer producer buddies in Austin that we've worked with on many records. And so it was a little bit of a like, okay, let's figure out what we're going to do really quick. Because I think I had been going into it very open to like, oh, this can be anything. We're gonna have an outside kind of opinion on this that we'll lean on. But I think it worked out perfectly in terms of it being our 20-year kind of celebration as a band. It kind of was fitting for us to do it ourselves again. So,
how is Austin?
It's good. It's different. It's changing, like all the cool places. It's growing, but I still love living in Austin. There's a vibrant music community, and it's it's good.
And Asheville.
Asheville's good too. Yeah, I mean, I think similar to Austin, on a much smaller level. I think, like Gordy mentioned, there's not really any secrets of places anymore. Places are discovered, so people naturally tend to gravitate towards them. But I don't know. I think in the same way as of Austin, which I also still spend a lot of time there, and I love it. And I just feel like, the whatever the soul of the places still seems intact in both those places to me. I think there's always people that are kind of like, man, you should have been here in the 60s or the 70s or the 80s. It's like, well, this whole concept of like, did somewhere stop being cool after you arrived there is a little bit of like a putting yourself in the middle of the world ego situation, So it's like, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's great, I think if anyone that's been to this place would be like, yeah, they're great. I mean, they're fun places to be,
I feel the same way about Nashville,
Sure.
and it's growing. I mean, every time you come back, there's
Totally.
more skyline, and it's, we're a little bit behind Austin here, but in our leveling up.
Yeah. It's like if you don't want to live in a city too, you can go find somewhere that's not like that.
Not
you know
far
what I mean?
out
Yeah, not
either.
far at all.
You can
right.
go half an hour out and be in a very bucolic kind of space.
Indeed.
So what are you going to
for a
play
little
for
while?
us? Yeah, for a little while. Until the creep. The encroachment. What are you going to play for us?
What's the first song? What are we going to play?
Let's do No Direction. Yeah, wrote this with my buddy Jeff Whitehead, and it's the first track on the record. All right. Well, my name's Gordy Quist.
My name's Ed Jurdi.
We're the band of Heathens, acoustic, stripped down, and we're going to start things off here with a song called No Direction. I got a western way of leaving, a southern style believing, my northern star for living, a weathered intuition, fill the rearview mirror with miles of eastern pines. But I got no direction if I can't call you mine. Coffee's cold, the diner's getting loud. The angel in my ear says, let's break out of this crowd. It's time to go. That ain't nothing new, so I'll just head on out of you, down the road a stone or two. With my western way of leaving, southern style believing, my northern star for living, a weathered intuition to fill the rearview mirror with miles of eastern pines. I got no direction if I can't call you mine. Well, if you're gone, don't be gone for good. I'd turn back the time every morning if I could. So here I lay, watch the fan blade cut a breeze. I'll dust off your memory, 'cause I can't change what's come to be. With my western way of leaving, southern style believing, my northern star for living, a weathered intuition. You feel the rearview mirror with miles of eastern pines. But I got no direction if I can't call you mine. No, I got no direction if I can't call you mine.
This one's called High on Our Own Supply. 1, 2, 3. This one here, it's got good bones. You can build a solid frame. From the dirt up to the rafters, give us shelter from the rain. Let the ideas bloom in each and every room. We got card games and a brass parade, getting high on our own supply. There's enough left to get us by. When you're all alone and need a song, we play rock and roll music all night long. High on our own supply. It feels like going home. So I called a good doctor, but you know that she ain't in. We've been searching for the new drug, trying to find the high again. You hear the old banjo playing soft and slow, like on a stereo. Voices joining in with the band, getting high on our own supply. There's enough left to get us by. When you're all alone, you need a song. We play rock and roll music all night long, and getting high on our own supply. Feels like going home.
All right, this one's called Take the Cake. You only come around here when you need a shoulder to cry on. And you lost another love and I'm the only one you rely on. Yeah, I'll be your friend when your heart is battered and reeling. But you got to understand that love is more than a feeling. So honey, take a break. I can't take anymore. can take the cake, but who's keeping score? You got to love yourself, spread it all around, give it all away, it'll come back around. And giving and taking, it sounds so basic and simple, but they're not what they seem when you're trying to light love's candle. 'Cause if you give more than you take, you won't ever run out of nothing. Love will fill you up, spilling from your cup overrunning. So honey, take a break, I can't take anymore. You can take the cake, but who's keeping score? You got to love yourself, then give a little ground, give it all away, it'll come back around. Hard, you've earned everything that you got now. Lost your peace of mind, or maybe just simply forgot how. 'Cause when you're always taking, you think everybody's out to get you. But if you give it all up, you're a river to your people forever. So honey, take a break, I can't take anymore. You can take the cake, but who's keeping score? You got to love yourself and spread it all around, give it all away, it'll come back around. So honey, take a break, I can't take anymore. You can take the cake, but who's keeping score? You got to love yourself, give a little ground, give it all away, it'll come back around. I say give it all away, it'll come back around.
Take the cake. I love that.
Yeah, it was a fun one. It's funny. In the studio, it really came together. Like everybody's first impression, just like throwing down. Oh, immediately it's like, all right, that's the take, that's the vibe. And yeah, it's a fun one. It's a play on what it means to be a giver or a taker in life, and the kind of the. Sometimes it feels like if you're giving, always giving yourself away, it feels like you're going to run out. But the reality is it actually always comes back to you tenfold. So that was kind of the idea behind it.
I love that there's philosophy woven into your songs. I don't know.
That makes it sound heavy and important.
It's an observation of life, and and there's lessons. There's things you can take, and kind of the right way to live, and that's one of those songs. Yeah. It's not philosophy. It doesn't have to be like sitting in the college classroom with a ponderous professor.
Yeah. It's better put to music. It's better put to music.
It is.
Absolutely. And of course, we had to have the questionable pot song, maybe not.
It's not about drugs.
Nothing to do with drugs. We're not the professors microdosing, telling everyone that that's the way to enlightenment, We know. That song's about music, actually. And it's about the band. It's about the foundational element, the ingredients that we've put together to to make our own imaginary. We live in our imaginations. Everything that we've done is like we've made it up. 1 second there's no song there, and then there's a song. We're in the studio, and there's someone playing a song on an acoustic guitar, and then before you know it, it's this fully orchestrated thing with voices and instruments, and it's really magic. And for us, the excitement and inspiration of pursuing that's the thing that has kept us coming back for more and more. And that's really 100% what that song's about. We have had other songs that are about drugs, but that one's not.
The title lends itself.
That one's a metaphor.
Sorry to ruin the fun out there, kids.
The others are literal. That one's a metaphor.
Yeah.
I know there's a ton of tour dates as you go across the country. How difficult is it to tour with families and commitments?
It is difficult. I think it always has been. I think maybe it shifts the way it's difficult over time. The other side of that, though, is I feel like now more than ever, kind of the state of affairs in the world, everybody kind of with their pitchforks out and kind of drawing lines and being on their team. This feels really important from our perspective, at least, I think, in terms of being able to get in a room with a bunch of people, I'm sure all who don't agree on most things, and we can have a couple hours where there's a respite to that, and maybe there's even some common ground found, I just feel like music is really powerful in that way. It's able to connect people together, and it's a privilege, honestly, and an honor for us to be able to be the conduit of that in some way,
It's like, Willie uniting the rednecks and hippies,
Sure.
basically, back in the day. And music is empathy. I mean,
Yep.
being able to be in a room and all enjoy it at the same time, even when we can't have a conversation over a dinner table, it's really magical.
Yep.
Yeah, truly is.
What do you do with the other 22 hours?
Drugs. No, I'm just kidding. Coffee. We were talking about coffee earlier. There's a lot of. It's funny. Over the years, the drinking and whatever has been more replaced by things like coffee now, and special waters, bubbly mineral water. Like there's been a Topo Chico shortage on the store, so this is the goofiest stuff. But really, this is what happens. It's about organic peanut butters, seltzer waters, and rare beans from far distant lands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fun adventure.
Good times.
Every day. In a new
So
city.
you just sit on the bus and drink? Is that what you're
Well, we just drink
usually
coffee. We funnel coffee.
Where we're sitting on the bus searching for the next city we're going to be in. Okay, what's the coffee spot? What's the dinner spot?
true.
And everyone's shooting out links to places to research and so it's a lot of looking forward to the next stop and figuring out where we're going to go.
So, of course, I see a book in this.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's been bandied about, but that's part of the adventure too. It's like whether the venue's new or not. I think just being out on the road, there's always the opportunity. Like we're going to find a new great place to have a meal or meet some new folks. And it's like it just seems like you end up running into people when you're supposed to run into them on the road too. There's always these weird cosmic connections. So that I think that definitely keeps it interesting as well.
Totally.
Yeah.
And I love it. I love, I don't get to do what you do on the road all the time, but, that freedom and that randomness of you don't know what's going to happen next, and allowing the universe to just inform your whatever motion, and magical things happen at the bookstore or, it's really cool. It's a great way to live.
Yeah.
Yes, life as an artist too, which, keeping that flame lit through the years and being able to actualize it into incredible music. I'm very honored to have watched this over the course of the last 20 years and the next 20.
Thanks, Jessie.
So
Thank
thank you for coming and hanging out with us today at WMOT Roots Radio. For Words of Music, Jessie Scott at Riverside Revival. Support comes from the BOE Foundation and George Bodecker.